Hello students. Today we are going to discuss with the qualitative analysis, that is determination of the cation and anion in a given salt. This is a compulsory practical which we get in our exams. Now for this practical I am going to discuss the trick. By following that trick, it becomes very easy to analyze, to detect the cation and anion given in a salt. So basically we also call it as a salt analysis. So what is salt? When we use a terminology salt, it means that it is made up of the cation plus anion. Cation means that there is a basic radical, and anion means acidic radical. Now from where do we get the acidic or basic radical, or how it is said? Say suppose we are having a NaOH. So if NaOH is going to undergo hydrolysis, or whenever a hydrolysis of base is taking place, in this case like we are going to obtain a Na plus. So this Na we have got, sodium ion we have got from the hydrolysis of a base, therefore it is going to called as a basic radical. Similarly, like H2SO4, when it is going to dissociate, it is going to dissociate into a H plus ion plus SO4 2 minus ion. Now this sulfate ion we have obtained from the acid. Therefore, it is going to called as a acidic radical. Now, first of all, we are going to discuss the about anions. When we talk about the anions, they or you say that a salt is being given, that what all anions can be present over there and what the steps we require to follow. For the detection of the anions, we require to use the few things. First of all, we divide them into the three groups. That is your dilute H2SO4 group, concentrated H2SO4 group, and independent group. Your dilute H2SO4 group contains 2 minus, SO3 2 minus, and NO2 minus. Concentrated Cl, Br, I, and acetate. Independent group, your sulfate ion. Now, in this, a salt is being given to us, we want to detect the anion. So what will be the step? 1. Any salt is being assigned to you, just follow these steps. Take a dry test tube. In this dry test tube, add a very little amount of the salt and add the water. Always take a very less amount of the salt. The reason being is what? If you are going to take a more amount of salt and less amount of water, then you won't be able to analyze whether the salt is soluble in the water or not. So always take a very little amount of the salt and more amount of water, shake it, it will get dissolved. Then what you do? In that solution, add BaCl2, that is your barium chloride. When you add a barium chloride, it will produce a white precipitate. This white precipitate, in this, put dilute HCl. When you are going to put a dilute HCl, two things can happen. The first thing, your white PPT is going to dissolve, and second thing, it is not going to dissolve. If your white PPT get dissolved in addition of the dilute HCl, it means there is the presence of the sulfite ion, SO3 2 minus, that is your sulfite. And if your this white PPT on addition of the dilute HCl, it is not going to dissolve, then this confirms the presence of the sulfate ion. Okay. Now, the very first thing, say suppose over here in this particular step only to the this salt solution, when you are adding a BaCl2, this white precipitate do not come. If white precipitate do not come, then no requirement of doing this dilute HCl step. It means that both this are going to be absent. Clear? Now, if we are saying that white precipitate has not come, so we come to the step 2. Your step 2 is what? Again take a dry test tube. In that dry test tube, add a little amount of the salt and water, make a solution. In this solution, add a ferrous sulfate. This ferrous sulfate should be freshly prepared, and add a concentrated H2SO4. This concentrated H2SO4, when you are going to add, just make sure you are going to add it dropwise, first thing. And when you are going to add it, keep your test tube in a slant position. Dropwise along the wall of the test tube, you are going to add it. Now, what happens that when you are going to add this, the two out of these two, one observation will come. The first, there is a possibility of the appearance of the brown ring. If brown ring appears, it means it confirms the presence of the nitrate. If in a test tube your black PPT comes, black precipitate comes, then it confirms the presence of the nitrite. Your brown ring is somewhat is going to look like this. Like this, it is going to look over here like in this picture. This will be your brown ring. Now, likewise in the step 1, in step 2 also, when you put this, either of the two do not take place. Then you come to the step 3. Means what happened? Your sulfite, sulfate, nitrate, nitrite, they are absent. So your step 3 is what? Again take a dry test tube, put a salt, put water, make a solution, and then add the concentrated H2SO4 plus AgNO3. Instead of ferrous sulfate, we are putting a AgNO3. So we have the three possibilities. If a white coloration appears, it means chloride ion. If a pale yellow comes, then it means bromide ion. And if yellow coloration comes, then your iodine ion, like as shown over here. This, your chloride, bromide and iodide. Okay. Now say suppose if with the concentrated H2SO4, either of these 5 did not came. So what happens that on putting a concentrated H2SO4, either of this coloration do not come. Any of this 5 observation do not come. It means that concentrated H2SO4 group are absent. So what we do? We move towards the step 4, or you can say towards the dilute H2SO4 group. Again, taking a dry test tube, putting a salt, adding a water in this. Sorry, in this we are not going to add water. We just put a salt in this case, and what we do, we put a salt solution only we are going to take, and we put a lead acetate CH3COO lead acetate paper. Now this lead acetate is what? It is available in the laboratory. What you are going to take a lead acetate reagent, just dip a filter paper in that, and that you put in the salt. Putting a dilute H2SO4. So again, if a black coloration is there, then H2 minus ion. If the brisk effervescence, then CO3 2 minus carbonate. Step 5th. Now if all these observations we have not seen, so what you take? Whatever the salt is given, just take in your palm, rub it, and then smell it. If you get a vinegar smell, then it means there is a acetate presence confirmed. This finishes your detection or a simple steps to detect the anion. Okay. Now, next we have in the salt another thing which we have, that is your cations. Now when we talk about the cations, basically we are having the following groups 6 and then 0 group. In the first group, Fe3 plus and NH4 plus. Now these can be the cation. These are the cations which can be present in the given salt. So for this detection, what we do, we make a original salt solution. Original salt solution means what? That whatever the salt is being provided, you just take it, dissolve it in a beaker in the water. Now generally what happens that when you are going to put a normal water, it gets dissolved. Say suppose it do not get dissolved, then you just warm it. If on warming also it is not dissolving, then you can add a few drop of the dilute HCl. But in general, any of the salt is being given which is present in the laboratory, it gets dissolved in the water only. Now what is recommended, instead of taking the salt again and again like the previously also we was doing, what you do, you just in this case, because everywhere you want a salt solution, so what you do, you take a salt, put it in a beaker, dissolve it in a water, and from there you can draw a sample in the test tube. At first we take a original salt solution. In this you put a ammonium hydroxide. On putting a ammonium hydroxide, if in the test tube a blue coloration comes, then it means presence of the calcium. If a white coloration comes, then arsenic. Okay, then in this solution only, if you are going to add a K4FeCN6, that is your potassium ferrocyanate, then if bluish white coloration comes, then presence of a Zn2 plus, and if a blue color comes, then Fe3 plus. It means they are conformed cations. Now any of this not came. So what we do? We take another test tube, put a original salt solution in that, put NH4OH, and then put a DMG, that is your dimethyl glyoxal red precipitate, confirms the presence of the nickel. Okay, now again, if any of this coloration do not come, so coming to the step 3, taking a original salt solution in a test tube, putting a NH4OH, putting a 2 to 3 drops of blue litmus in it, then adding again excess amount of ammonium hydroxide. So what is going to happen? A blue PPT comes. Now this blue PPT comes. What happens over here? That if it comes blue PPT and it becomes colorless afterwards, so what happens? It shows the presence of the Al3 plus. Like what happens? That this is your test tube. It is colorless. When you have added everything, a blue PPT has came. It shows the presence of Al3 plus. Fourth step, this also not came. It means your aluminium. Aluminium is present in which group? It is third group. It means your third group is also absent. Your fourth is also absent. Your second is also absent. We have shown these as the absent. So next, where you come? Fourth step, again taking a test tube, organic solution, no sorry, salt solution, original salt solution, NH4OH. No, in this you take a original salt solution, divide it into a 4 parts. In first, put a K2CrO4. Now if yellow PPT comes, then it may be Pb2 plus, or it may be barium. Okay, if yellow PPT come, two possibilities are there. So what we do, in the given original solution, we put a Ki. यहाँ पे yellow PPT we have got, but we are confused that which either of the two cation is out of this. So we put a potassium iodide. Now what happens in this case? If again Now what happens in this case? If again yellow PPT come, then lead presence is confirmed. And if no yellow PPT comes, then barium presence is confirmed. Third, original solution, ammonium sulfate, white PPT comes, then strontium is confirmed. If original solution you take, putting a ammonium oxalate and white PPT comes, then calcium is confirmed. Now, say suppose in your salt any of these has not come again. So what we can do? We just take a original salt solution, put a Nestler's reagent in that, plus dilute HCl. If a brown PPT comes, then it means your zero group is present. That is your ammonia cation. This is all how it is a small trick or a 15-minute trick or steps by which we can analyze the salt which is being assigned to us in the exam by following these steps. So just revise them and write them properly so that it will be easy. You can recap it within 15 minutes and you can easily analyze the cation and anion present in the given salt. Thank you.